So we know that certain activities like aerobic exercise and even resistance training will help increase muscle mass, will increase the vascular supply to the body, so you'll actually build more blood vessels. And it will also help improve how quickly sugar is absorbed and turned into glycogen in the liver or turned into other storage molecules in the muscle cells. But you'll also increase the number of mitochondria and the efficiency of mitochondria. So all of these are different ways that your body can use energy better and basically convert food immediately into energy and increase your basal metabolic rate. So this is when somebody says, oh my God, she's got such a good metabolism, her basal metabolic rate is so high, she could eat anything, she'll never gain weight. And there's truth to that. Some people genetically, we just are the way we are. However, you can take somebody with great genetics, and we know that lifestyle can have some negative effects. So it's good to just have that, keep that in the back of your mind that yes, maybe you have good genetics, or yes, maybe you have bad genetics, but there's a lot that you can do to make those bad genetics go really far. Really far for you and give you the results that you want. So in a previous video, I talked about that the majority of weight loss is probably driven by dietary changes and not getting on a very strict diet. Look at this little guy. Not getting on a very strict diet, because it's likely that you're going to burn out from that, but instead a diet that resonates with you, that addresses your health needs, something that you can maintain, and then focus on the exercise, focus on maintaining that weight loss, focus on building up your lean muscle reserves. So the goal is to get rid of as much visceral fat as possible, because visceral fat sends out a lot of bad signals. I'll leave a link below to a Substack article that I did, which is good to understand how just fat around the viscera, so fat around the liver, fat around the heart, fat around the intestines, can actually have all these negative signals that are going to make you gain more weight, be more depressed, have more inflammation, have pain everywhere. But instead, when we get rid of that and the fat just goes maybe under the skin, so we call that subcutaneous fat, and we build more muscle mass, now just sitting here, you're generating so much heat and you're burning off so much more energy because all those muscles and tissue are super active. More so, exercise changes the way the brain works, changes the way nerves kind of communicate with each other. So a lot of times my patients who are dealing with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, depression, just joint pain, stiffness, when they start exercising, and when they start exercising very gently until their body gets used to it, they just start telling me like, I feel so much better, my sleep is better, my mood is better, my attention's better, I don't have as much anxiety at work, a chief medical officer at work, a CEO at work, all of a sudden feels like I'm just not like panicking about small decisions anymore. I don't know why. Somehow the exercise is creating those signals. So the number one way to increase our basal metabolic rate and to improve how much calories we burn throughout the day is to build more muscle. And muscles don't have to get bigger for them to be built. They just have to become leaner, more tight, more dense. And the way to do that is with simple resistance training every day to gradually increase some of that resistance and to do it consistently, and to incorporate some aerobic exercises and some stretching to help the joints support all of this new exercise. The aerobic exercise between the ages of 30 and 50, it's still good to have some, even a good amount of walking can do it, some rock climbing, some exercises, some sports can do it. But as we get older, 40, 50, 60, the aerobic part is not going to play as big of a role, because even doing some resistance training is going to give you a really good amount of aerobic exercise and all the zones that you need to have them in. All right, guys, for more information on this topic, go to drashori.com. If you'd like to work with me, check out the links in the description or go to drashori.com. Take care.